Hello guys, this is Sushant. So welcome to your channel, which is Sci Engineers. We have already started with the uploading of the engineering entrance exam preparation videos for the mathematics section. This particular video will be the continuation of your topic, which is differentiation. So if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe to our channel. Please do like our video and do share it with your friends. The sharing and the liking of the videos helps us make more videos like this. So let's get going with today's topic. In this particular video, we are going to discuss on the topic which is related to your inverse trigonometric functions, finding the derivative of inverse trigonometric functions. So you will be having your inverse trigonometrics like tan inverse, cot inverse, sine inverse, cos inverse, sec inverse or cosec inverse, and you will be having some complicated function within them. So whenever you are having something like this, then you go for the substitution method. One thing which you should understand is that whenever you are doing your substitution, the function within the inverse trigonometric function should be simplified in such a manner that it cancels the outside inverse. That means that if you are having a tan inverse which is present outside and there is a function f of x within it, so your substitution of x should be such that you get a tan inside this tan inverse. So basically the tan inverse and tan nullifies each other and you get a simplified format to find the derivative. So let us have a look at some of the standard functions which are present. So if you are having something like root of a square minus x square in the terms, then you can just simply substitute your x as a sine theta, or it can be x is equal to a cos theta. If you are having root of a square plus x square, then in that case x can be substituted as a tan theta or a cot theta. If you are having x square minus a square, then in that case x can be substituted as a sec theta or it can be a cosec theta. If you are having a term which is root of a minus x or root of a plus x, in this case your substitution should be a is equal to a cos 2 theta. So whenever you are substituting such things, then your trigonometric identities will be in play, your double angle formulas will be in play, and many more such things. So you should be well versed with the formulas of your trigonometry and also your inverse trigonometry. So let's see some of the sums which will be based on this particular topic. So let's have a look at this particular problem. So you have a tan inverse of this particular thing which is quite complicated. So if you take direct derivative of this particular term, then you will be having a lot of mess in this case. So what you can do is you can go by the substitution method. Now if you observe this particular term which is present inside the inverse function, it is not coming into any of the standard forms which we just discussed. But this is quite a standard thing, which is you have a addition of the two terms divided by 1 minus the multiplication of the two terms. So if you are having addition and a subtraction with a one of the two terms, or a subtraction and the addition of the two terms with 1, then this particular case is of the form of your formula for tan of a plus b. So what you need to do is that you will substitute your tan theta as x upon 1 by 3, and you will be substituting your a raised to 1 by 3 as tan phi. So when you are just substituting this thing, what you will be getting is your y is nothing but tan inverse of tan theta plus tan phi divided by 1 minus tan theta tan phi. You can see that there is a tan inverse term, so it should be clicking in your mind that you should have a tan term inside it to nullify it. So you can see that this particular formula is nothing but the formula for your tan of a plus b. So this becomes tan inverse of your tan theta plus phi. So the tan theta, so the tan inverse and the tan gets nullified. So you'll be getting your theta plus phi. But you need to find what is going to be theta plus phi. So that can be seen from this case. So your theta is going to be nothing but tan inverse of x raised to 1 by 3, and your phi will be nothing but tan inverse of a raised to 1 by 3. So your y is going to be equated to tan inverse of x raised to 1 by 3 plus tan inverse of a raised to 1 by 3. So when you are taking the derivative of this, you can see that a is constant, so the second term is going to be equated to 0. The derivative of that term is 0. You will be having just derivative of this. So your dy by dx will be, first you can see that there is a tan inverse term, so we will be finding the derivative of tan inverse. So that is 1 upon 1 plus x square, so that's going to be 1 plus x raised to 2 by 3 into the derivative of x raised to 1 by 3. So that's going to be x raised to 1 by 3 minus 1 into 1 by 3. So on solving that, you will be getting this as 1 upon 1 plus x square by 3. This thing multiplied by the 3 goes over here, and this will be nothing but your x raised to minus 2 by 3. So which goes in the new denominator as plus 2 by 3. So this is how you will be finding your derivative of this term. So let's have a look at one more problem. So this is a question which is given to me. You have a y sine inverse of this term. So since you have a sine inverse term, you require a sine term within it. Now if you make a quiet observation, you can see that it's multiplication of two terms every time. So it's multiplication of this minus multiplication of some other term. So what you can do is, if you can just recollect the formulas which are related to sine. If you have a sine of a minus b, that is going to be sine a cos b minus cos a sine b. So you need to have something sort of a thing in this. So what you can do is, you can just rewrite this term as your sine inverse of x into 1 minus, you can write this x as root x square minus root x into 1 minus x square. So what you can see is that there is a root x and a root x present. In this you have a 1 minus root x square. So whenever you are having a 1 minus x square as a substitute, as a term in the equation, you can substitute that thing as sine theta. You can see that there is a x and this x square present over here. So you can substitute x as some other variable like sine phi. So what you can see is your y is now changed to sine inverse. Your x is sine phi, so that becomes a sine phi over here, and root x is sine theta. So that is root of 1 minus sine square theta minus, this is sine theta, and root of 1 minus sine square phi. So you know that 1 minus sine square theta is nothing but your cos square theta, which is under the root. So this becomes your cos theta, and you have 1 minus sine square theta, 1 minus sine square phi, which is cos square phi. Under the root it changes to cos phi. So you have sine phi cos theta minus sine theta cos phi, which is nothing but your sine inverse of sine of phi minus theta. So the sine inverse term gets cancelled out because of the sine present within itself, and you have a phi minus theta. From here you can calculate your phi. So phi is nothing but your sine inverse of x, and your theta is nothing but your sine inverse of root x. So you can just substitute that value over here. So that becomes your phi minus x, phi minus theta. So that's sine inverse x minus sine inverse root x. So on calculating this value, that is derivative of this is a simple part, which is 1 upon root of 1 minus x square which is the basic formula for your sine inverse, minus this will become 1 upon root of 1 minus root x square, which is going to be x, into derivative of root x, which is 1 upon 2 root x. So this is how you will be finding your derivative of your this particular term. So looking at this particular problem, which is y of t is equal to tan inverse of this term, in this you can see that there is a 1 plus x square also present and 1 minus x square also present. Whenever you are having a 1 minus x square, the normal substitution should have been your sine theta or cos theta, but that won't be helping me in solving this thing because you don't know what is 1 plus sine square or 1 plus cos square. So for that, what you need to do is, when you have such combination of terms, that is you have a 1 plus x square and 1 minus x square also, then most probably the substitution that can be helpful is x square is equal to, that is the square term as it is should be written as cos 2 theta. So when you substitute that, you will be getting this as y is equal to tan inverse of your root of 1 plus cos 2 theta and minus root of 1 minus cos 2 theta. So you know the formulas for your 1 plus cos 2 theta and 1 minus cos 2 theta. So just applying that, you will be getting this as tan inverse of your 1 plus cos 2 theta can be written as root of 2 cos square theta. This will be minus this. You have a 1 minus cos 2 theta, which can be written as 2 sine square theta. In the same fashion, in the denominator, you will be having this as 2. So on simplifying, you will be getting this term. You can see that the 2 gets cancelled because it's common in the numerator as well, as well as in the denominator. And also along with that, the squares will be vanishing because of the root. So you have this as tan inverse of cos theta minus sine theta. So now what you need to do is you need to just divide the numerator and denominator by cos theta, 1 minus tan theta, because the cos from here gets cancelled out, which becomes 1, and you have a sine theta by cos theta, which is tan theta, divided by 1 plus tan theta. Now this formula, that is 1 minus tan theta upon 1 plus tan theta, is nothing but the formula for your tan of, it's formula for tan of pi by 4 minus theta. So on substitution, so this tan inverse and tan gets cancelled out. So you are getting your y. So you can see that your tan inverse and tan gets cancelled out. So you are getting your y as pi by 4 minus theta. But your theta from here is going to be theta equals cos inverse of x square divided by 2. So we can write that as half cos inverse x square. So when you are taking the derivative, that is dy by dx, the derivative of pi by 4 will be 0 because it's constant. You will be having the minus half, which is a constant part. So you will be taking derivative of cos inverse. You know that derivative of cos inverse is nothing but minus 1 upon root of 1 minus x square. So it's going to be x raised to 4 into derivative of x square, which is 2x. So the 2 gets cancelled out. You will be remaining with your derivative as x upon root of 1 minus x raised to 4. So these were some of the related topics for your inverse trigonometric functions, the derivative of inverse trigonometric functions whenever you are having a complicated function within the inverse. Always remember to bring the term which is the trigonometric function same as that which is outside, that is the inverse trigonometric function which is present outside. So if you are having a tan inverse, try to bring a tan inside it. If you are having a sine inverse, bring a sine outside, and so on. So do let us know in the comment section what more videos you would like us to make on. Also write how you find these videos, whether they are helping in your preparation or not. Please practicing your sums based on various topics. We will be continuing to upload more videos on different topics of mathematics, and we will be soon starting with the physics section also. So if you're new to the channel, do subscribe to our channel, do like our page, and do share it with your friends. The sharing and the liking will help us make more videos for you. So that is all for today. This is Sushant from Samartha Vidya classes, which is for science and engineering students. We have been helping students from your engineering levels and also for the 11th and 12th levels in their preparation for the entrances and also for the board exam. So if you want to inquire about us, you can visit our Facebook page or you can email us at samarthavidya@gmail.com. So till then, keep learning, keep watching, and happy learning. Bye.